Good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. Joining me in the studio, Rob Barr from Alpine Adventures in Lincoln. Rob, how are you today?
Good. How are you, Rob?
Good. You made the journey over here safe and sound.
Yes, it wasn't too bad over the Kank. It wasn't too bad.
Well, that's good to hear. And Alpine Adventures definitely, I mean, with the snow, it's an adventure. So let's give the unaccustomed, what is Alpine Adventures?
Well, Alpine Adventures, we have 3 separate zipline tours. Unfortunately, we're only running 2 this winter, which would be our Sky Rider and our Super Sky Rider. We have our off-road tour, which we run all winter and summer and spring. We chain up the vehicles, send it up the mountain. And we're also doing this pretty sweet package. It's our snowshoeing off-road package. So we'll give you half an off-road tour, and then we'll go out snowshoeing. You'll learn a little bit about the history of our Barren Mountain. It's our privately owned mountain, 300 private acres. Give you a little brief history about the logging and everything that went down about the 1800s and early 1900s, and you'll learn a little bit about the Great Fire, why our trees are so small, what happened to about 80% of our national forests.
Cool. Yeah. And so you said that's the most popular thing for people to do right now. I mean, because you got great snow, so obviously snowshoeing's
snowshoeing is killing it right now. You'll have a blast. We can go out, break some new trail if you'd like, or we can just take it simple and take it easy.
And what do you find? Do most people want to break trail, or are they pretty happy on the groomed paths?
Oh, it all depends on the group. We do have a couple rugged individuals that do like to go out there and just trailblaze, so we'll send it off the trail and make our own little trail.
Well, when you got 300 acres, that gives you plenty of...
we got a lot of playing around room. Big playground.
And so that's definitely a lot of fun. Now, are there zipline tours this time of year?
Oh, yes, sir. Like I said, we're running our Sky Rider and our Super Sky Rider. Come on out. As long as you're 70 pounds, be able to send it on the zip lines.
Oh, that's cool. And I would imagine on a snowy day, that's a lot of fun.
Oh, it can be. Definitely come prepared. Bring some goggles or some eye protection. Snowflakes in the eyeballs going about 55 to 70 miles an hour. Doesn't feel too good. So definitely bring some eye protection. Keep the skin covered up like going skiing or snowboarding. You'll have a good old time.
Oh, that sounds great. Now, we were talking before, because Alpine Adventures, obviously, a lot of times people think of it for the summer and the fall and such like that. But you do it all in the winter.
Oh, yes, sir. The only tour that we don't do in the winter is our treetop, but we're doing our self-guided obstacle course called Thrillsville. That's located right at our headquarters, right on Main Street.
Yep.
We're doing all of that all winter, all summer, all spring. Like I said, our 2 zipline tours and our off-road tour, which you can also do a little snowshoeing action if you'd like. Can't do that in the summer, though. No,
that sounds great. And then, now we were talking before we came on and talking about the things you can do in the summer. And especially what I thought was interesting is what you can do with the whole family.
Oh, what is a blast. If you have some little kids, treetop or Thrillsville would be the way to go. Treetop, minimum 50 pounds. As long as everyone fits that, under 240, we'll get the whole family out, zip in, show you how we do it. It's about 6 lines, and on the last line, it's a non-traditional zip, so you'll have a good old time. You'll reach top speed about 45 on that treetop course.
Wow. And that's so nice because a lot of times, there's certain things you can do with a family, certain things you can't. Sometimes you have to leave the little one at home, but it sounds like you guys have kind of got that covered.
We're trying to tailor it where we can bring the whole family out, where everyone can have a nice little adventure, get that adrenaline pumping, get your RDA for the day, and it's a recommended daily adventure. Everyone needs that. So we're just trying to get it where the whole family can come out with us, have a great time, and be safe the whole time through.
And now the falls are probably, I know we're kind of covering the whole thing here, but I think this is cool about all the things you have at Alpine Adventures. But as you said, the fall is a great time to go.
Oh, the fall is amazing. For one, you miss the heat, you miss the bugs, then you get the great foliage. That is the big plus right there. But it is also our busiest season, so if you want to hit it in the fall, make sure you make those resis before it's too late.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I think would be a lot of fun, and this is, of course, the next season coming up here in New Hampshire, because, of course, now we're in winter, is mud season. And you think with those trucks going through the mud, that must be just incredible.
Oh, the Pinsgauers, we'll keep the chains on. That's the only way to make it up. I mean, 6 wheels, it's got 50% more wheel than any other car, 50% more awesome. We'll be slinging mud. Hopefully, you don't get too covered.
But does that happen? Do people get covered in mud? I would want that personally. I think that would be...
It all depends. I mean, if we're ripping on it, Might hit a little bit of a puddle in a water bar, might get a little splash action, but it's not going to be too bad.
Now, talking about the trucks too, I think a lot of times people think, oh, we're just sitting in this like empty truck with wooden seats, but they're not.
Oh, no.
They're like, it's like comfort.
Oh, yes, sir. For our off-road tour, we utilize bucket seats. Ride around in luxury like that. Cushion-wise, it's not the best cushion, but it is a bucket seat. It's far better than our bench seats like the Zipliners get to utilize.
Right. So when you're going over these bumpy roads and the mud and everything else, you don't have to worry about that. You're not going to be sliding around in the seat. You're in the bucket. You're in
the bucket seat. You're completely strapped in. We are in New Hampshire, but when we're off the roads, we're going to buckle up those seat belts.
I think that sounds like definitely a good idea when you're going through that.
Oh yeah, it gets pretty gnarly out there. It's pretty big bumps out there.
Yeah. And your tours range. You have short tours and long tours.
Oh yes, sir. For our zipline tours, Treetop's our shortest tour, about an hour and a half. Then our Skyrider's 2.5, and then our Super Skyrider, biggest and baddest zipline we offer, is 3.5. Our off-road tour is about an hour and a half, and then Thrillsville, you have about an hour and a half to negotiate all the obstacles.
And the good thing about that, so if you want to spend the day at Alpine Adventures, you can do something in the morning, something in the afternoon.
You can virtually do it all if you just plan your day out accordingly.
Yeah.
You might have to skip out on lunch if you want to do it all, but if you plan it all out and let us know what you're looking for, we can make it happen.
So what if you get a little mud in your sandwich? Come on.
Oh, that's not bad.
There's a great shot there of the trucks.
Oh, yes, sir. That's one of our Pinzgauers in the winter. It's right at our clearing. That's one of our, you get about a 360-degree panoramic view of all the ridgelines around.
Nice.
It's one of our best locations to get a view at.
And they're not moving in that picture, but because it is a picture. So,
oh, yes, sir. We did just pause it, get a nice little photo action while we were out there. But they got a nice, better paint job this year. We're steering away from the yellow.
Now, of course, some of us who are old, it kind of reminds me of the Jupiter 2, the chariot from Lost in Space. So for me, that just kind of like, okay, that just sold it right there because it looks like the chariot from Lost in Space. Well, it sounds great, Rob. It just sounds
it's a blast.
Now, how do people get in touch with you?
Oh, you can either go online at our website. It's www.alpinezipline.com. You can check out the availability. It's a live feed of everything that we have offered for that day. Or you can give us a call at 603-745-9911.
And what days are you open?
Currently, we're only open from Monday to Tuesday. We're closed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But during the busy weeks, such as vacations, we'll be open 7 days a week.
That sounds great. So you definitely want to check that out. And I think the most important thing is realizing you can go today. You can.
That is.
We've heard about Alpine Adventures for a bunch of years, and even in my mind, I was thinking summer, but being able to do this stuff in the winter and especially the spring will be awesome.
It is a good time. I mean, if you have a few hours to spare, you're not checking out anything really off the mountain, not skiing. Come out and go zipline. If the lift lines are too long, come zipline. And
your headquarters are right in Lincoln Village, and we'll call it Lincoln Village. So, from here you can go right over the Kank if you want. It's on the right-hand side, kind of near McDonald's, right?
Yes, sir. Well, if you see Mickey D's, you passed it.
Okay.
We're right across the street from Dunkin' Donuts. That's kind of our little landmark we use.
All right. But that's so it's so easy to find.
Oh, yes, sir.
You don't have to be driving yourself up to the mountain. You're right there in Lincoln.
As long as you look off to the right, after you see a nice big wooden siding building, you'll see a couple six-wheel drive vehicles out there. That's our headquarters right there. Come on in, say hi. Once you're in the door, we have you.
That sounds great. Well, Rob, thanks so much for coming down today.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
And talking about this. And, of course, you got a great name, too. But so definitely check out Alpine Adventures. Either do it online, give them a call. And, Rob, thanks again.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And we'll be back in a minute here on White Mountains Today.
The longest and highest zipline canopy tours in New England are at Alpine Adventures in Lincoln, New Hampshire, featuring over 3 miles of ziplines, sky bridges, platforms, and more on 3 separate courses surrounded by the spectacular White Mountains. Plus, thrilling 6-wheel drive winter off-road tours, all new backcountry snowshoe tours,